Today, we'll debate, is Star Trek better than Star Wars, with Elliot, an analytical technophile, and Sofia, a creative dreamer. They're two artificial intelligence personas. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Elliot. I'm a dedicated technophile with a master's degree in computer science, and I relish diving deep into the intricate world of technology and its potential to shape the future. My worldview is anchored in rationality and science, and I passionately advocate for the use of these tools to propel civilization forward. I am particularly fascinated by futuristic technology and the profound ethical questions that come with scientific exploration. Through my appreciation of strategy games and science fiction literature, I enjoy pondering complex scenarios that question our societal norms and envision a future where innovation leads to a better tomorrow. For me, technology is not just a tool, but a powerful catalyst for human advancement. Furthermore, I believe that a progressive mindset, embracing diversity and collaboration, will guide humanity to overcome challenges thoughtfully and logically.
Hi there, I'm Sofia. I'm a creative dreamer who works as a freelance graphic designer, diving into the colorful world of imagination and artistic expression. My approach to life is deeply romantic and artistic, valuing personal freedom and emotional depth. I see storytelling as a powerful means to inspire and transform lives, believing that our shared narratives can evoke profound meaning and connection. I trust my instincts and let emotions guide my journey through life, often finding wisdom in the realms of arts, mythology, and cultural stories. In my free time, I paint, explore mythical tales, and engage in creative role-play games, which allow me to inhabit different worlds and perspectives. For me, art and storytelling open windows to new realities and dreams, encouraging us to transcend the ordinary and explore the extraordinary tapestry of human experience.
Thank you, guys. Elliot and Sofia will now present their 3 rounds of arguments.
Certainly, considering Sofia's appreciation for storytelling and mythological themes, I'd like to present Star Trek as not just a series about space exploration, but as a profound narrative that reflects and often predicts real-world social evolution. While Star Wars offers a mythical journey, Star Trek provides a tapestry of social commentary and visionary foresight. Take, for instance, Star Trek's portrayal of diversity and inclusion. In the 1960s, the original series featured a racially diverse crew, boldly casting Nichelle Nichols as Lieutenant Uhura, a significant step for representation during the civil rights movement. This was more than entertainment, it was a deliberate statement about the future of humanity. Similarly, Star Trek often navigates complex moral and ethical dilemmas, echoing the philosophical depth found in traditional storytelling. Gene Roddenberry envisioned a future where diplomacy, logic, and cultural coexistence were paramount, reminding us that society can aspire to greater heights through understanding and collaboration. Such narratives not only inspire but challenge us to think critically about our role in creating a more inclusive and harmonious world, much like how mythological stories guided and taught societies through allegory and reflection.
Certainly, Elliot's appreciation for rationality and philosophical depth is admirable, but I would argue that Star Trek's emphasis on logic and diplomacy sometimes overlooks the emotional complexity that truly resonates with audiences. While it presents a vision of a utopian future, it can occasionally come across as idealistic and lacking the emotional rawness that mirrors real-life struggles. Let's take World War II as a historical example. The conflict wasn't resolved purely through diplomacy and logic, but through emotional resilience, sacrifice, and the inspiring courage of countless individuals driven by passionate beliefs. Star Wars taps into these very human emotions, echoing the reality that hope and personal heroism often ignite change amid chaos and adversity. While Star Trek's focus on reason and collaboration is meaningful, it may sometimes neglect the personal journeys and emotional highs and lows that fundamentally drive human experiences. By embracing these elements, stories like Star Wars offer not just an escape but provide a relatable mirror to our own lives, capturing the spirit of overcoming darkness and striving for a brighter future, much like those who endured and triumphed in pivotal moments of history.
Thank you, Sofia, for highlighting the importance of emotional depth and human struggle in storytelling. Star Trek, while indeed focused on logic and diplomacy, doesn't neglect the emotional journeys of its characters. In fact, it often explores the intersection of emotion and reason, offering a nuanced perspective on what it means to be human. Consider, for example, the character of Spock, a half-human, half-Vulcan, who embodies the balance between emotion and logic. His internal struggles and personal growth are central storylines in Star Trek, addressing the profound and often challenging coexistence of emotion and rationality. These arcs offer viewers a tapestry of human experience and the complexities of identity, similar to mythological tales where protagonists face internal and external battles. Moreover, While Star Trek envisions a utopian future, it does not shy away from confronting the imperfections and conflicts within that vision. Episodes tackle issues like xenophobia, war, and ethics, prompting viewers to reflect on real-world challenges and the necessity of hope and perseverance in overcoming them. In essence, Star Trek's power lies in its ability to weave philosophical inquiry with emotional depth, much like a compelling narrative, where the exploration of human potential and emotion paves the path to progress and enlightenment.
I appreciate your points, Elliot, particularly regarding the emotional struggles within Star Trek, such as Spock's journey. However, I believe that Star Wars presents emotional depth and character growth in a way that resonates more universally with audiences. It captures the essence of mythic storytelling, addressing timeless themes of hope, redemption, and the hero's journey. Take Luke Skywalker's tale as a prime example. His evolution from a simple farm boy to a hero who redeems the galaxy taps into a shared human experience of growth and discovery. It mirrors the classic hero's journey, which has been a compelling narrative structure throughout history, resonating with the likes of King Arthur or Hercules. This format embodies emotional truths, exploring the dual nature of light and dark within us, which speaks to the core of human existence. Furthermore, Star Wars doesn't just offer a grand narrative, it provides profound moments of personal struggle and triumph that resonate on an emotional level. Characters grapple with fear, ambition, and love, reflecting the very real human journey and the emotional rollercoaster that accompanies it. While Star Trek offers an intellectual exploration of the future, Star Wars allows us to dream with our hearts, igniting the imagination and hope present in every great myth that has inspired humanity to overcome its limitations.
Thank you, Sofia, for your passionate defense of Star Wars, and for skillfully illustrating its roots in mythic storytelling. You're right, Luke's journey is as classic as the "I am your father" plot twist. But remember, Star Trek's complexities give us more food for thought than a buffet at a Klingon gathering. Star Wars may ignite the imagination, but let's not forget that imagination without a bit of grounding can lead to, well, Jar Jar Binks. Star Trek, however, gives us a canvas to project our hopes, paired with questions that challenge us to think beyond do or do not. It's this blend of exploration and introspection that packs a punch like a Vulcan nerve pinch. In summing up, while Star Wars appeals to our emotional heroics, Star Trek engages our minds with its multi-dimensional narratives. It offers not only an adventure, but an intellectual conversation on what humanity can achieve when emotion and logic coexist. That, I believe, is the true star power when casting about how we envision our future and write our real-life stories. Live long, and may the analysis be deep.
Thanks, Elliot, for boldly going where no debater has gone before. Your arguments are as calculated as Spock calculating pi, but let's shift from starship calculus to heart-pounding escapades. After all, what's a space opera without a bit of dramatic flair and lightsabers, right? While Star Trek fans bask in their logic-driven universe and fabulous New Year costumes, Star Wars reminds us that sometimes all you need is a trusty blaster and a Wookiee by your side. Think of it as diplomacy, at blaster point. Sure, your Trek offers philosophical contemplation, but let's face it, when you've saved the galaxy at least 3 times before breakfast, the Force is strong with you. So, in sum, Star Wars taps into timeless tales and emotions that resonate deeply with our humanity, bringing iconic moments and characters that are imprinted on the collective culture. While Star Trek sparks intellectual exploration, let's not forget to stir the heartstrings and ride through hyperspace on a tale of hope, friendship, and redemption. After all, in my starry imagination, there's room for both, with a side of Ewoks for good measure. May the Force be with our debate.
Thank you for your speeches. Someone from the audience will now make a question to Elliot and Sofia.
Hello, my name is Alex, and I'm an avid fan of both Star Trek and Star Wars. I love exploring how stories shape our understanding of culture and society. My question is for Elliot. While you've highlighted Star Trek's engagement with sociopolitical themes and rational problem-solving, there hasn't been much discussion on the musical aspects of the series. How do you think the musical scores in Star Trek contribute to its storytelling and atmosphere, compared to the iconic compositions in Star Wars that Sofia mentioned?
Great question, Alex. While it's true that Star Wars has those iconic, sweeping scores by John Williams that are practically a galactic anthem, Star Trek's music plays a critical and nuanced role in setting the tone and enhancing its storytelling. Star Trek's various series and films have consistently used music to reinforce their narratives, adding depth to on-screen events. For instance, the opening theme of Star Trek, The Next Generation, composed by Jerry Goldsmith, is both adventurous and inspiring, echoing the series' themes of exploration and hope. Moreover, Star Trek often uses thematic motifs to reflect character development and the emotional undercurrents of a scene, enhancing the viewer's connection to the story. While it might not have a single theme as universally recognizable as the Star Wars score, Star Trek's musical landscape is rich and diverse, integrating classical influences with futuristic sounds to create an atmosphere that complements its blend of science fiction and philosophical inquiry. The music serves to underscore the series' unique identity, elevating its narrative and emotional impact in a distinctly Trekkie way.
Hi again, still Alex here. Sofia, your insights on the mythological and emotional aspects of Star Wars were fascinating. However, one area that wasn't deeply explored is the visual design of the Star Wars universe. The aesthetic choices from costumes to set designs. How do you think these visual elements contribute to Star Wars storytelling and its lasting impact on popular culture?
Thank you, Alex, for bringing up the visual design of the Star Wars universe. It's one of my favorite aspects. The visual aesthetic in Star Wars is nothing short of iconic, with its detailed costumes, imaginative set designs, and the blending of futuristic and mythological elements. These choices significantly contribute to the storytelling and cultural impact of the saga. Firstly, the design helps create an immersive world that feels both fantastical and relatable. From the rustic, lived-in look of the Millennium Falcon to the sleek, menacing design of the Stormtrooper armor, these visuals ground the viewer in a universe that feels real and expansive. The contrast between the elegant serenity of the Jedi robes and the imposing, dark presence of the Sith exemplifies the eternal conflict of good versus evil. Moreover, Star Wars' visual style, think of the imaginative alien landscapes, the bustling cantinas full of diverse species, and the epic space battles, captures the imagination and fuels the dreams of creators and fans alike. These elements have established Star Wars as a visual blueprint for many science fiction and fantasy narratives that followed, leaving an indelible mark on popular culture. In sum, the visual design of Star Wars is not just eye candy, it's a key storytelling component that enhances the narrative, captivates audiences, and enriches the timeless, mythic tale that continues to inspire generations.
The debaters now have a minute to talk about something they regret not bringing up to the discussion.
Well, Alex, if only this debate were conducted in the holodeck, I might have remembered to bring up how Star Trek's use of tech jargon and invented science propelled generations into engineering careers. Never mind that warp speed isn't quite attainable yet. Talk about inspiring future scientists without the need for midi-chlorians. As for Sofia's arguments, she diplomatically avoided mentioning anything too, shall we say, jar-jarred, but the notion that emotional depth in storytelling somehow overrides the need for a bit of logical consistency gave me a chuckle. I mean, any universe where a Wookiee can so easily find trousers to fit is clearly making some compromises on detail. Open mouth smile. In any case, even taking shots from lightsabers and phasers alike, this debate has been almost as fun as a night on Risa, or at least a night dodging Jawas on Tatooine.
Oh, Alex, if only we had longer, I'd have loved to dive into the delightful absurdity of speculating if Yoda's speech patterns were a result of too much time around Yaddle or just unique Force wisdom, because who wouldn't want their own enigmatic sage with grammar quirks? As for Elliot's otherwise stellar arguments, when he leaned on Spock's internal struggle as a selling point, I chuckled imagining the Vulcans' inner conflict being less about logic versus emotion, and more about whether to try pineapple on his pizza. It's hardly the emotional turmoil of turning to the dark side. In any case, sitting amidst phasers and blasters, this debate has been as fun as a trip on the Millennium Falcon, or at least as puzzling as wondering how R2-D2 keeps all those gadgets sorted inside. Rocket.
Thank you, folks. Let's go over to our judges. Elliot's scores: 1. Argument strength, 8 out of 10. Elliot effectively presented logical and rational arguments highlighting the sociopolitical themes and the philosophical depth of Star Trek. His points were well structured, with detailed examples such as Star Trek's diverse crew reflecting societal progress. However, a more dynamic integration of humor in the core arguments could have further elevated his case. 2. Engagement and rebuttal, 9 out of 10. Elliot engaged actively with Sofia's points, particularly addressing the emotional aspects of storytelling within Star Trek. His rebuttals were polite yet pointed, using humor effectively to maintain a vibrant debate atmosphere. His witty remarks about the universe's scientific consistency added a lighthearted yet compelling counterpoint to the discussion. 3. Use of examples, 7 out of 10. Elliot provided relevant examples from Star Trek, like Spock's character arc, while paralleling real-world historical changes. Nevertheless, a deeper dive into the unique technological narratives or a more varied set of specific episodes might have bolstered his case further. Sofia's scores: 1. Argument strength, 8 out of 10. Sofia passionately articulated the mythological and emotional resonance of Star Wars. She connected it to universal themes and engaged the audience's imagination effectively. Her argument around the emotional depth and personal journeys was compelling, although occasionally over-reliant on generalized mythic comparisons without deeper narrative analysis in certain aspects. 2. Engagement and rebuttal, 9 out of 10. Sofia adeptly countered Elliot's emphasis on logic with well-articulated points about the emotional impact of Star Wars. Her playful jabs, particularly on logical consistency and character quirks, added a charismatic touch to the debate. This maintained the lively pace of the discussion while effectively challenging opposing arguments. 3. Use of examples, 7 out of 10. While Sofia effectively employed the hero's journey of Luke Skywalker to illustrate her points, a broader exploration of other characters or films within the saga could have strengthened her argument. More specific examples from scenes or character arcs might have provided a richer tapestry of evidence for her perspective. What are your opinions about the debate? What would you like to see AI's debate next? Keep questioning.